everybody. What day is it?
Today is Wednesday, April 22nd.
Yes.
And
it is beautiful here today. The weather is so beautiful.
it is we keep going back and forth with the sun and the clouds here in Cali. So I don't know. Today it's okay looking, but celebrating 30 years of Zia.
Power Rangers. Oh, okay, Nakia, let's do our morphs. Okay. Zia Ranger 1, pink.
Zia Ranger 2, yellow.
Yes. And then we go.
Then we go, yes. Ooh, that power. Yes. So
I kind of got the Zio hair going on today that I had. It's kind of made a comeback.
Well, I like it. I like it.
Circle moment.
Yeah. So I finally got a chance to see our Funko Pops live, and Kat got a chance to see our Funko Pops live. I'm so excited that Funko has decided to do Funko Pops for Zio, something outside of MMPR, which is amazing. Thank you, Jesus. Hopefully they'll do more seasons.
Thank you, Funko. Yes, it's been a long time coming. I wonder what prompted them. Is it just because it was the 30-year anniversary, or they've just been getting a lot of requests? But it's really nice to see them doing something else.
Yes, agreed.
Yes.
And so what we put in our post is that we are going to, towards the end of this live, we're going to do a couple of giveaways to celebrate Zio 30 years. What about some fond memories, Kat, that you can remember on being in Zio?
Yeah. I was just thinking this morning, because someone had posted our opening sequence, and it was like the first episode where we're running through the command center is just blown up and we're like running. And I just remember Jason and Johnny being so stupid with those huge styrofoam rocks, because they were not real rocks, they were props, but they literally could throw them. They were so light as a feather, and we had to look like we were like it was so rugged. So that was one memory. And the goo, remember the goo, that Jason was being really gross with the goo when he put his hand through it. He was like, of course, pretending he sneezed on you. And there was like a whole thing with that.
I remember being in those sandals, because I was in sandals running through the terrain. And like Kat said, that those big boulders were actually not even heavy. They were styrofoam to make it look like they were big boulders. I remember that. I remember Johnny and the guys just being like, oh, this is so heavy. And then just doing really, really silly things. But I remember being in my sandals trying to run. And, I was the one on the show. So I wasn't trying to complain about anything. I was happy to be there, even though I was like stumping my toe, trying to run in freaking sandals. And there's little tiny rocks and all of that stuff. And then my toga, trying to run and not rip that. It was just, there were a lot of elements happening.
A lot of elements. Do you remember when we were falling and we were like on a harness and we were falling through the thing? Yeah, that was another thing I just thought about, our expressions as we're falling. And you can see if you look on that episode, you can see where the harnesses are on, because we both had I had like a fitted dress on, denim dress on, and she had the toga. So there wasn't much hiding like that harness on us.
Oh. And I remember being very, putting on some acting skills and just acting like I was really just falling so hard.
Yeah, you were really terrified. I think I was like,
They would hook us up to these cables, and underneath you called it a pinafore.
A pinafore. We call what is it here? A jumper?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we call it a pin. How do you remember that? That's so funny. In Australia, we call it a pinafore.
We were talking about that on our channel. We were talking about how you had different names for things. And so we were talking about you calling it a pinafore. And I was like, what is a pinafore? The jumper? The jumper? But yeah, they would put the cable underneath her dress. And I'm trying to think how they got mine on.
How did they do that?
I think I obviously had something on underneath.
Bodysuit or something?
Yeah, that they had to connect to, because it wasn't going to connect to that fabric. I would have just been ripped.
I saw a clip of us when we first get our powers in the command center, and when we turn around, and there it was in all its glory, the wig once again, and I laughed just as hard again.
So you guys have heard me tell this story a million times, but that wig episode, they had forgotten to get some shots, and so they had to go back months later. And so all of our hair was well, no, most of our hair was different. Mine was different. Steve's was different.
Johnny's
was different, but they somehow got away with theirs. They couldn't get away with mine, so they put this little James Brown wig on me, looking like a cave girl. Oh my gosh, we laughed so hard.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How did you feel the first time you put the suit on, Kia? The Zio suit, like that was your first, because I'd already had a suit, but I loved the Zio suits.
I can't remember honestly how I felt back then. I can remember when I got the suits made, both of the suits, the Zio suit and the Turbo suit, when I got it made years after. And I remember putting it on for the first time at Lexington Comic-Con. Yeah. And I felt so empowered. I had to remind myself that I can't go to the top of the building and jump off because I really don't have superpowers. I die.
Right. That you're just acting.
So, yeah, it was very, very empowering.
Do you have any recollection of when we did our promo photo shoot with us all together?
Yes. I remember, and we sell that print too at our table. My hair, so not everybody knows how to do African American hair. And so at this point, I was just safe with a beehive. So I'd be like, let's just put it up in a beehive.
Little twist.
So, yes. So that's what we did. Actually, my opening credit is also with a beehive, with a choker, and I turn around.
I hated doing that. I felt so awkward in every time we had to do opening credits. I was so awkward just turning around, and like I always had like this weird look on my face.
You know, the funny thing is, I don't think they do that. I think that was a 90s, 80s, 90s thing.
Yes.
Look at television shows now. They show actual footage of the people, and they might put it next to it or something like that. It's not necessarily, you know.
Sometimes they don't even have opening credits now. It's just the names that come up.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So
that's very funny. But yeah, there were a lot of great moments. Really, really great. I remember sitting there in my dressing room, just in awe of being there, looking around and thanking God for this opportunity, seeing the command center for the first time and the 50,000 faces that surround it that you guys weren't able to see. How was it for you, Kat, going from MMPR, because there was Ninja, was it Ninja right before? Well, I know it was Alien
Rangers. Yeah, it was between.
So to go from your first suit to your second suit, what's in comparison to you? Which one did you like more?
I liked the Zio suits better, but I loved the Mighty Morphin helmet. I always say that. Like, I felt like the Zio helmets were kind of boring, but now, like, I didn't know this. This is so embarrassing to admit this, but I didn't know for years later that our helmet represented our number. So I was the 1 circle, she was the 2 stripes. So for 2, and so that represented our number, and I didn't know that until years later. So then I was like, oh, now I think it's kind of cool. But I was really into Egypt at the time. And so I loved that this was supposed to represent like the cogs, but it kind of had an Egyptian kind of pattern to it around the collar. And I really liked that. And I thought they were really vibrant, bright colors, which I really liked. But the thing that I was most excited about was I felt like we had a huge upgrade in the sets, going from the Mighty Morphin Command Center to the command chamber. it was so beautiful, and how they had all the suits lined up behind, and it was spacious, and it didn't wobble when you walked on it, and it was like a real set. It felt really professional. And then our juice bar got upgraded, and we just had a lot. I felt like they invested a little bit more in Zio. So that was really exciting. But yeah, and I really love the Ninjetti suits. I wish we'd gotten to wear them a little bit more, but it was a short stint.
I remember wearing during Zio, or was that the end of Turbo, where we put on black ninja suits.
Yeah, Johnny just showed that episode on his page actually. He showed the clip because we were like practicing. He was running and we chasing him. It was like a ninja sequence. Yeah, yeah.
That's great. Should we take a couple questions? You guys have some questions?
Yes, let's do some questions.
Alex, why don't you post some? I know that there was one super chat that came through. We can do that one first, and then we can do the other questions. If you guys have questions about Zio, anything that you guys wanted to ask.
So this one is coming from JFL 1988, and they say, how would the Power Rangers team up? What does it say here? The fighters?
With the Z fighters. Also, have you seen
the Z fighters? Also, have you seen your Japan counterparts of O Rangers?
I don't know who Z fighters is, so I can't answer that part. If you want to explain what that is, I can have a go at that. But I have not seen a full episode of O Ranger. I've only seen the footage that they used in the series. But I am going to meet my Zio counterpart at Power Morphicon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's coming. Yeah, the pink Zio. So I'm so excited. Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be very cool.
I know. I hope they do a photo op with us.
I think the yellow one passed away, didn't she?
I don't know.
One of my yellow counterparts. I don't know if it was Turbo or Zio. One of them passed away. I remember I got messaged on that. But yes, I'm not familiar either, and I haven't. Jack, thank you for your super chat, though.
Yeah. They come back and said, did you see your Japan counterparts for Zio and Turbo for O Ranger and Car Ranger? And do you think JJ Oliver could take on his dad's powers?
Again, haven't seen the full episodes, only what they used on the show. And I do think JJ could take on his dad's powers.
For sure.
Great Ranger.
Yeah. Those are the only two super chats that came in. Oh, wait. Here, another one just popped in. Oh, no, wait. That's Andrew. Andrew, welcome. You became a member just now.
Oh, yay. Thank you, Andrew.
Appreciate you. I do got to say, from a fan perspective on my end, before you guys continue here, it was pretty cool. I remember for me, it was 8th grade, so I was graduating, going into high school, but I was still keeping up with the series and watching it. And it felt a little bit more grown up when you guys went into the Zio episodes. You guys felt like you were getting older, like, in a sense. So the people who grew up watching you guys were kind of growing up with us, which later on, obviously, that led to Turbo, which was you guys graduating from high school. So it was pretty cool. I do remember that April afternoon rushing home to, go watch it. Or morning or whatever it was. And it was just cool. It was just awesome to kind of just like see the change. And I say this all the time. I think 90s was, and I'm being biased, was one of the best eras for television because it was appointment television. You had to go watch it because you knew that if you missed it, maybe in July when you guys went on break was when you were probably going to watch it again, or when the home video came out, whenever that was. So
when you got to record it, and then TiVo. Remember TiVo? Yeah,
that came. Yeah, that for sure came later on. So, or if you, like you just said, if you were good enough to set up a VCR back then, and record it, then obviously it would live in your house forever. But we got another one here. This is coming from Bolton Biggs, number 3. I loved the Zeomorphin sequence. Yeah, it was dope. Everything was upgraded. Everything. It just felt bigger.
Do you remember the promos leading into Zio? They were like, "It's coming," and they would have like just the helmet shapes coming in, and then was like all these things to get the kids excited about what was coming.
All you would hear is the ah, and people are like,
Yes.
what is happening?
What's happening? Yeah.
Fox Kids had a magazine that would come out monthly, and they would tease it. They were teasing it on the Fox Kids magazine, and I would be like, what's going, like, there was big hype just because, everyone watched it. You're talking about, a show that was being watched by millions. So yeah.
It was a big deal.
Fox Kids. I'm glad that you brought up Fox Kids, Alex. So I am working on a docu-series with Ann Knapp, who is now Ann Austin, where we have interviews and with the execs that were a part of Fox Kids, with talent that was a part of Fox Kids. We're going to be at Power Morphicon. I'd love to hear what you guys think about Fox Kids. We're also going to be having a YouTube channel and all of that. We're bringing back Fox Kids, the love that you guys had for Fox Kids. There were so many great shows on Fox Kids during that time, and it was such a different era, like Alex says, where I feel like kids were a little bit more adventurous. There weren't as many video games, kids staying in. Kids would play. I know I was one of them in the 80s outside. We'd make up our own games, running around, jumping over fences. My brother was He-Man, I was She-Ra. Then another time I was Wonder Woman with my whip, which was a belt.
I used to do that too. Like, we were so imaginative. I used to pretend that the pool cleaner was Jabba the Hutt and I was Princess Leia. I was always Princess Leia. I was so bossy about that. No one else ever got to be Princess Leia. But yeah, the Jabba the Hutt, he would be chasing me and I'd be like, no, Jabba.
me and my brother we shared a room and we had bunk beds. So, what we would do is we would take our pillows, because we had a bunch of them, and just kind of like hang them from the second bunk bed, right? Or kind of like get them stuck so they would just be laying there, or like just standing there. And we would pretend that they were the Z Putties, right?
Oh,
and we would just like to punch them and just like kick them. And then
cute.
we would be like, okay, you're the Z Putty. And we would like draw on a shirt a Z and beat the living life out of each other, so it was hilarious. I'm like, why are you breaking apart?
The reason we were doing PSAs all the time, beating up each other.
I was 100% the reason why you had PSAs.
Your brother only hit an alien.
How old is your brother, Alex?
He was born in 1990, so what? He's 36 now.
36, yeah.
Yeah.
Younger than you?
He's younger than me. Yeah, I was born in 82. Yeah.
Wow. I love that. I love hearing these stories. Yeah. I just feel like it was a time of adventure. Fox Kids brought
Oh, yeah.
with the ID cards, with all of that. And so we're going to try to bring that back to the fans.
Burger King Kids Club had you guys, the toys in there. There was a lot. If you look at the 90s, it's just because it was so rich with things, because that was the time when, nothing was digital. So everything you got was a piece of physical history.
I wish we could. I feel sad that my kids don't get to have that, because it's like that we're not meant to have everything in an instant. Like, there's something really great about waiting for things and the excitement. Like, do you remember layaway and all of that? And you were so excited to get your bike after 6 months of payments. It was like the greatest day of your whole life. You appreciated it. Whereas now it's like they just get things like willy-nilly and they're not used to waiting.
No.
Layaway, though, I have to say, is because you could not, because my family
couldn't afford it.
To pay for it.
We would go to Kmart and just light it up, baby. We're going to put this on layaway.
Yes, Kmart. We were my parents, Zodi's. We had Zodi's. I don't know if you guys had Zodi's or
Zodi.
Zodi's is just like Kmart, where things are less expensive.
Yeah.
So my little jelly shoes, we would get our clothes right before school started, and my parents would put it on layaway because we couldn't afford to buy them right out. And so we would get excited about, oh my gosh, well, we'll get them before school. But it's so funny. Yeah. Layaway.
You can't talk about Power Rangers without talking about the 90s. It just goes hand in hand.
Hand in hand. We say lay-by in Australia. Instead of layaway, it's lay-by.
Lay-by.
So you had lay-by.
Lay-by.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I loved picking out. I actually really used to love waiting for things. Now I'm just a hot mess. I just want everything instantly.
That's why Gen Z
Oh,
now
yeah,
is
just talk
buying
to me.
videotapes.
What's that?
If you notice, Gen Z has completely turned everything around because now they're going to all of these thrift stores. Like they're huge thrifters,
Yeah,
right?
my daughter does that.
And they're buying VCRs, they're buying tapes, they're buying DVDs. They want to physically feel the
Yeah.
things, and they're like completely changing the game. And
My
it's
kids have been doing that for a while. They bought record players, and then they also wanted CDs, like physical CDs. And so my daughter in college, they play her record player, and it's really
yeah,
cool. She's a big thrifter as well. And I've noticed actually a lot of people at conventions are bringing
yeah,
VCRs now.
yeah.
They're like bringing them back.
VHS tapes, yeah.
Bring it back. I'm telling you, it was a happier time of our life without
Oh,
all
you're
this.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I have another one here from JFL who said, "Could the Zeo Crystal have repaired the dusted power coins that Lord Zed and Rita destroyed?"
Yes. Yes.
Wrong with before.
Our new member Andrew says, "Hello, Cat and Nakia. When is PR new season to Disney Plus?" Oh, that's like
Yes,
yeah.
that's the question, isn't it? I heard that they're filming in London, but I don't know anything. It's all just speculation right now. I know that Disney Plus has acquired the full franchise now. So
Yep.
all of Power Rangers is going to be on Disney Plus now. But you can still watch it. I don't know if they'll take it off Tubi and Roku now because they
No. I
No.
think they're licenses that they're just like, you remember when we were kids, we were able to watch Charles in Charge, we were able to watch MASH, Murder She Wrote on
Yeah.
like many different channels.
Yes.
Like Marlon Wayans had all those shows as well, the Wayans brothers that were like everywhere. You could watch them multiple. That's what they're doing now. So
That's good.
Tubi is gonna have them, for free, so you could watch them, obviously with ads. Netflix has them for a while as well. But yes, isn't it crazy how just things just come back around? Back to
Yeah.
Disney we go.
And
With Power Rangers.
I think these kids, this generation is exhausted and they just they're craving connection. I think like real connection. And I think we're going to have a big pushback against all this social media and everything.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle is back.
Malcolm in the Middle is back. Everything 90s is back. Yeah, it's on Hulu.
I just saw that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Bryan Cranston is the executive producer for it.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston's daughter is in The Pit. Did you know that? She plays
No.
Mel. She's Mel.
I like The Pit.
Dr. King.
Oh wow. Okay. I haven't watched The Pit. I need to watch it. Seeing that I've
Very good. Very good.
So
JFL comes back and says, "One thing I am sad about is JDF's passing. I never got to show him a shield my mom made back when I was 3. Wow, of the Green Ranger. That's cool. See, like all these memories, man.
yeah, definitely stirs them up.
Nostalgia Ranger says, Nakia, I think it's awesome you're still on Adam and Tanya's shipper to this day. Would have been nice to see that pair become a power couple on Zeo.
What does shipper mean?
When you put two people together, you ship them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that it was never explored. Like it should have been explored. It was alluded to, but never explored. So I answered that in my comic book. Tanya,
I love that.
Thank you.
When I was just with Amy Jo, she was getting such a kick out of Tomcat. She thought that was the great.
Tomcat.
She was just that. She said, "Is that a thing?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Like a tomcat, like a wild cat." And I was like, "Well, I didn't think of it like that, but now that I've got that in my head." So that was
Bolton
fun.
Big says, Kia, your Zeo counterpart from O Ranger is still here. I just looked it up. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Bolton. Appreciate you. We haven't seen your face in a while, Mr. Sir.
Yes.
And this one, JFL, I think we kind of answered this one. Will all Power Ranger episodes be removed from YouTube because Hasbro keeps replaying season 1 over? That's a good question. I don't know if is it the live channel that's just replaying season 1, because I know they had all the seasons on there where you could just watch every single one anytime you want. But regardless, check it out on Tubi. Tubi is a wonderful place that you can go and check out the episode, all of them. I mean, you're talking about even Sentai, The
That's
regular Power Rangers, they have everything. They have VR troopers.
Wow, really? Masked Rider?
Yeah.
Beetleborgs?
Beetleborgs. They have big bad Beetleborgs. Anything Fox related, because they're owned by Fox. Fox owns Tubi.
Oh, I didn't
So,
know.
that's their library.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Fox owns Tubi.
Okay.
I know
Well-
because Freddie knows the person who like runs it. So he's like, I've learned a lot about Tubi in a couple years here.
Okay. Should we ask our question, seeing that it's 3:26?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do you want this one last one that just came in?
Yes.
Okay. This is from Dawn Mama Smiley. Just want to say I love you and can't wait to see you next month.
Yay.
Oh, love
What's
you.
next month? No, I'm just
Ranger Stop and Pop.
I'm going to start with a very hard question.
Okay, tell them the rules, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read the question. Whoever answers first that Alex sees is the winner.
Yeah.
Okay?
As soon as she asks the question, I'm gonna count to 5. And the first name that pops up with the answer is what I'm gonna pick. So if I see multiple, then I'll just randomly shoot.
Maybe
Go ahead.
I should start with it. I'm going to start with an easier one first. I'm going to get harder. Okay. What unique ability does the Zeo Crystal grant that sets it apart from previous Ranger power sources?
Do, do, do,
2,
Do, do,
3,
do, do, do,
4,
do, 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 do.
5. I see no answers. Want to ask it again?
Yes.
What unique ability does the Zeo Crystal grant that sets it apart from previous Ranger sources?
Okay, so
Alex, the answer?
yeah, I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have the answer, Alex?
I don't have them.
He doesn't have the answer, so he can't choose. Kat, you got to tell text him the answers.
Okay, I'm going to text you. That's a really good point. I'm going to send you all the questions.
If you guys didn't know, this is how we run it here. I love
my
this is why we're live.
That is pretty funny. All right, hold on, Alex. It's coming.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
A lot of people writing things.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay. It's the I just sent it to you and it's the first question.
First one. Okay.
No,
No?
the third question.
Third.
I'm doing them backwards.
Okay, yeah. All right, here we go. And the person who got it first that I saw was Hutch. HC. Here we go. I'll show it on screen. It becomes stronger over time.
Yes. Very good. Congratulations. Ha-ka-cha.
I don't know why I clicked that, but sure. Yeah, let's do that one.
All right.
Hutch.
HC Hutch, email us at powerrangersplayback@gmail.com. powerrangersplayback@gmail.com. And send us your mailing address so that we can ship you your prize.
Alex, can you put our email address up on the screen for him?
Yep. And it's also on if you go to About Us on here on the YouTube channel, you will also see the email there as well. So you guys can always.
That's great.
All
right. Question number 2.
Here we go, guys.
Are you ready? During the transition of leadership in the Machine Empire, which character temporarily assumes control after King Mondo's defeat? And what specific strategy do they use that differs from Mondo's approach? That's a hard one.
That's a hard one. Remember, you got to have the name and what they
did.
And what they did. So I cannot just pick if someone just throws the name. You got to have both things in there.
Yes.
Thank you, Harold. HT Harold.
Come here.
Do we have an answer?
I see the names, but I don't see the reason.
Ask the second part, Kat, again.
Okay, the second part of it was, what specific strategy do they use that differs from Mondo's usual approach?
I do have an. Here we go. I mean, I have one. I'm gonna
Yeah.
show it on screen. Tell me if it's close to what you or what I see here.
Okay.
From King Nissan 9942. So they got the first part right.
I got the first part, but there was something he did. Okay, let me give you a clue. Mondo was very like direct and kind of used forceful attacks. What did Gasket do that was different from that?
Someone said I didn't really pay attention.
Me either.
Gold. Prince
There's
Gasket,
a lot of like brainwash.
Prince Gasket brainwashed Tommy. No,
Yeah, there's Prince Gasket turned Auric against the Rangers. You know.
What would you call that when someone is doing something to change somebody?
Yeah.
There's a word for it.
If you put that word and
the name,
obviously Prince, because we already said it, but but yeah, if you put Prince and that word that we're looking for, you got to put Prince, all except Prince.
Divide and conquer.
No.
Boom.
Close.
This is the next level difficulty of questions.
Can I give them the first letter of the word?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna help you guys out here because I'm a fan too. It starts with an M. Remember, it's something that you do to change someone.
Change someone's perspective.
Starts with an M.
Gasket and Prince mind control?
No.
Not mind control.
No.
Guys, she didn't send them to me, so I don't know the answer.
No, not mind control. It's just one word. It's not two.
One word.
One word.
Do this to.
Boom. Dawn.
Dawn.
That's not fair because I texted all the answers to Dawn. Just kidding.
Good job, Dawn.
Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. All right, Dawn. Email us your home address so that we can get your prize. And we have one more to give out.
One more question. Are we ready? Here we go. The Zeo crystals are said to grow stronger over time. What is the original source location where the Zeo crystal was first discovered, and which villain faction attempted to steal it before the Zeo Rangers fully formed?
So there's two answers again.
I'm going to read it again. The Zeo crystals are said to grow stronger over time. Remember, stronger than before, go Zeo. What is the original source location where the Zeo crystal was first discovered, and which villain faction attempted to steal it before the Zeo Rangers fully formed?
A little, musical interlude.
I mean, there's an answer here, but it's right. It's not this.
Go ahead. No, that's not the answer.
No.
Sorry.
Remember the first episode, you guys.
Yeah, the first episode should give you the answer right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a whole scene.
It was like literally the beginning.
Tanya was distressed.
They were running like this.
Running. Yeah, but she was in the command center like she was freaking out because there was some people trying to steal things. Gosh, I'm really giving you the answers, guys.
She literally gave you the answer, by the way.
I literally gave you the answer.
Oh.
Yeah, she said it in her monologue just now.
It's really getting into it.
I'll give you guys a quick clue. It's literally like Kat said at the beginning.
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Yes. The Zeo crystals are said to grow stronger over time. What is the original source location where the Zeo crystal was first discovered, and which villain faction attempted to steal it before the Zeo Rangers fully formed?
Well, I'm singing Mary.
I'll just take where the Zeo crystals were found.
Yeah,
How
don't
about-
worry about who was trying.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about the second part. Just
Where were they found?
Where's the Zeo crystals source location? And it's not Krispy Kreme donuts.
Anyone? Bueller?
No, everyone's putting
Bueller?
the same answer though.
Moon Palace. Morgan.
The Caves of Deception, no.
Nope.
M5. Chris Gasket. Caverns. Master Bio. Haha, let's get it. Nike. I don't
No.
know.
Oh, wait.
You found one?
Boom.
Boom.
It came from the radio.
Well,
you guys
done.
remember they were walking through the rubble of the command center. They looked down and you heard, CEO.
Yeah. How did it go? How did it go, Alex?
CEO. Just literally. just like that. And then you're like, whoa, what was that?
And then you're like, and then we,
yeah, and everyone's like,
we're
fine. Which, by the way, was the most realistic, like, interdimensional fall I've ever saw. I was like, this is what's going to make me become a filmmaker.
I frightened my dog with my acting skills. He's so cute. I'm just pretending.
That's funny.
Great job, guys. So
yeah, good job.
So who was the winner? That last winner?
It
came from the radio.
Came from the radio. Email us, powerrangersplayback@gmail.com, so that we can send you your prize.
Yes.
And have one last
got to do that.
Boom. I'll put it there.
Oh, yes. Are you guys aware of the big bad? Yes, big bad Beetleborgs. Very much so.
Yes. They shot in the stage next to us.
Yeah.
Yes, they were there.
Jay Leno played a great character.
Yes, that guy did. They made him look just like Jay Leno. He had a large chin. Yes.
Very pronounced chin. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, wait. JFL sent one last one. I apologize. Let me just get this one on here.
Okay.
He did say, or they said, Rito and Goldar also Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers is missing from Tubi. Oh, okay. So that's weird. For some reason, maybe they took some down, but we'll get there. Congrats, Ray. Congrats everyone who got those today.
Well done.
Happy 30th. Happy 30th. I don't even say that number, 30. 30.
If you guys don't have your Zeo Pops, go out and get your Zeo Pop. Show support for Zeo, because if you guys buy the Zeo Pops, then they'll start making more Turbo and so forth. We got to show them how popular Power Rangers is every season, so that they can make more and more and more. That would be really, really great. So this weekend, Kat and I will be in Virginia. We'll be at Toshi Station.
Toshi Nation.
Toshi Station.
I think it's Nation. I think we've been saying station, but I think it's Nation. Yes, we'll be there. And then Big Lick Comics in Roanoke, Virginia.
Big Lick Comics. Shout out to JD.
Shout out to our friend JD. And then Bonafide Comics in Hickory, North Carolina on Sunday.
Yes, I'm looking to see that I've been mispronouncing the name, which could very much so be right. Toshi Station. I have.
It is Station? Okay, good. So we did it right.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys. And Kat and I, we're going to share. So years ago, back in 2021, we had a podcast called Super Chat. And we did 2 seasons of it. So we are bringing it back. And so what we're going to be doing. Yes.
Sorry. It didn't work as well as I thought it would work. I was trying to do but just like.
Failed.
We're bringing back our podcast. And our podcast is going to be on our Patreon. So if you're not familiar with our Patreon members are already going to have free access to it. Join our Patreon. We're going to talk about Power Rangers, talk about life. But one thing that we were trying to do with our Power Ranger channel on YouTube was go through the episodes, tell you what was going on behind the scenes, all of that. And we just kept getting ding, 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 copyright claim, copyright claim, copyright claim. So we decided to make it into a podcast where we're able to talk about the episodes. Anything else you want to share?
We're even going to go watch episodes that we were not a part of, so we can talk about and learn about these seasons. Like we want to go all the way back to the pilot episode of Power Rangers. We want to watch Green with Evil, all these things that we hear fans talking about. We want to watch it and give you our perspective as well. So yeah. So
thank you for that super chat.
Yes.
Thank you all. Have a
nice
weekend. Mwah.
Happy Earth Day.
See you next time. Happy Earth Day.
Yes.